Hi, David.
Hi, Freddie. Since it's been more than 24 hours now since you hit that walk-off home run in the 18th inning, are you able to take it in more, or are you just so deep into the series still with where you're at you can't really process it?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I haven't really thought about it at all today. Obviously, yesterday coming into the field, it's kind of fresh on everybody's mind, but yeah, I kind of almost forgot about it because of, being tied 2-2 in the World Series, and you got to get the win today. So maybe I'll think about it after the series, especially when we win.
Just as far as what's being said in the hitters meetings, I know you guys have had different type of approaches when things are not going your way as a group.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys had any of those type of discussions before any of these games, or do you plan one today?
Well, I mean, we obviously didn't have anything. Just kind of went over Bieber yesterday in the hitters meeting. We didn't have a talk or anything just because we won the day before. So, but yeah, I think it's like 3 runs in the last 20-something innings, I would say, somewhere around there, 20 innings. And obviously, as an offense, we know we got to score some runs. So it takes pressure off Blake if we can score some, and just we need to string some hits together. It's just get some hits, get guys on, work the count, get guys on, move them first to third, get them in. Kind of like what we did in the second inning yesterday. We just need to continue that over and over and over again. You got to put pressure on them. If we're going up there just trying to hit home runs, that's just not the name of the game. So we'll see. We got a hitters meeting in about 30 minutes, so maybe when we come out for BP and defense, I'll let you know if there was one.
Up front on your left, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Jim Hill, KKMI News. Good luck.
Thank you.
How do you feel knowing that for this team to be successful, you have to be successful?
Well, I take pride in that, to being in the middle of the lineup. That's what you want to be. So there's a few of us that need to be successful. It can't always just be Shohei. So we understand that. And we're just going to try to do our best to get. We've already faced Trey once, so hopefully we can have the same plan. I thought we did a pretty good job against them in Game 1, getting them out after 4 innings. Just get the ball up and stay off the bottom of the zone, and hopefully put good at-bats together and score some runs and let Blake settle in and have Blake be Blake Snell.
Go to third row on your right, Alden.
Hey, Freddie, I know winning that game was the most important thing, but knowing this is the end for him, what was it like seeing Clayton have that moment to get out of that bases loaded jam? And did you see the video of Ellen reacting to
that? I did not. Pretty much stay off social media, so I don't really know what's going on. But to see Clayton come in that massive a situation, he's been doing it over and over since 2008. Whenever his name's called, 3 days rest in postseasons, just doing whatever he's needed. And for him to come in that situation, get out of it, I was more happy about the fact that his first slider was 89 miles an hour. That's going to be the hardest pitch he threw all year. And so it kept, because I have pitch comment, I think he went slider. I was like, come on, throw a fastball. I want to see how hard this fastball comes in, because he was, obviously feeling great and excited. But massive moment getting us out, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's another moment that Clayton comes in and gets us out of another one.
Third row on your right, Freddie.
Hey, Freddie, Chris Sandoval with ABC. You've obviously been in this World Series position. You're all about routine. At this point, do you add anything? Do you subtract anything from video, nutrition, anything?
No, it's about the same. My routine's being cut into right now because I'm up here. But no, it's about the same. I didn't. I go back and forth of hitting BP on the field or outside. Or inside, so I know Bill knows. If I'm hitting outside, it's because I'm trying to find something, but I feel pretty good right now about my swing, so I'm still contemplating if I'm going to hit outside today, but most of the time, I hit 3 times a day. I do my knee drills, my hand drills, and I take ground balls, and that's about it. Stick to the same routine. It usually seems to work, so I'm going to keep going.
Go to the fourth row on your left, Bill.
Yeah, Freddie, you talk about guys trying to hit home runs, not building innings. Why do you think the offense has slipped into that mode?
I think it's just human nature. It's the World Series. You want to do. Sometimes you want to do a lot, and that's just kind of how it is. And I think we've got a few games in, and you recognize what's going on, and then you can reel it back in. And we're all human. We all want to hit home runs, and the biggest of stages. It's just kind of what happens. And like I said, we're 4 games in. We've seen the pattern, and now it's on us to stop that pattern and get back to being who we are.
Second row on your right.
Kind of slipped into that before the World Series, though. This is
I don't
I
don't remember the regular season, so I remember yesterday, and we scored 2 runs. We got to score more than 2 runs today.
Go to the second row on your right, Barry.
Hey, Freddie.
Yep.
What's your feeling these days about the intentional walk? Is it outmoded, especially like the other night? That game was extended 18 innings because Ohtani was walked 4 times, and now with the new rule, as opposed to when Barry played, you don't even have to throw the 4 balls. So it's like an automatic down. It takes 12 pitches away from relievers. Do you think at this point that make pitchers pitch around guys if that's what you want to do, but no intentional walks?
I think the last few years it's been about speeding up the game, and I think that intentional walk just stops from 4 pitches and keeps the game going. But it's all strategy, routine. I mean, I don't want Shohei to, if I was a manager, to beat me. So you got to let the other guys beat him. So we'll see how they attack him today, and it's obviously on us to make sure Shohei touches home plate if he's on base.
Yeah, the other thing about it is that this baseball is the only sport where you could take the bat out of the best player's hand.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that in any other sport.
Yeah.
Go to the 5th row on your left, Jack.
Yeah. I feel like that's an opinion.
No, but people are paying a lot of money to see those guys hit.
Yeah, but they're trying to win a game. That's the main. That's what baseball is. One team's got to win, and they're trying to do the best they can to win a game. And if that's to take Shohei's out of the lineup and not pitch to him, then that's what they got to do. But that means Shohei's on base, so that's also good for the Dodgers.
Go to Jack on your left, Freddie.
And not to get too in the weeds on the offensive stuff,
Yeah.
but when you talk about the approach, is it more you guys not sticking to the right approach or the kind of pitches you're swinging at? Is it just the kind of swings you're taking?
I also think baseball's hard. They're really good. It's the World Series. They wouldn't be here if they didn't have good pitching. It's a lot of combinations of things. We can always talk about the offense isn't doing good, but you got to realize that's Major League pitching on the other side, and they're really good, and they're in the World Series as well. So it's 2-2. It's a best of 3 now. We understand that we need to score runs, and it's actually sometimes like today we have to get the ball up. If we are on the bottom of the zone and chasing down there, that's not going to be good for us. So there is one plan today, and it's to get up. So maybe that will help us and lock in on that one approach.
And not to take you back to the regular season, but are there things when you guys were going through some of the second half struggles and then got out of them that you can take from those moments and apply them to right now?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that during the regular season is just like ebbs and flows of a season. We're all not swinging the bat good sometimes, and then all of a sudden a week later we are swinging the bat good. And obviously things are magnified in these situations, and we understand that. So I do think we just need to check down and have like almost an 0-1 mindset and just build innings, extend them, work counts, be who we are. We are always a team that gets starters 70 to 90 pitches by the 4th, and we're going to do that again. And just build innings, keep putting pressure on them, and not have quick 1, 2, 3 innings.
A couple last ones. Ron, 3rd row on your left.
Have you been surprised by the revival of splitters the last few years, and how hard is it for you to pick it up and deal with that?
Yeah, splitters, they are definitely coming back. It's definitely a tough pitch when you don't see them very often, and now they're coming back. And, obviously in this World Series, there's a lot of them, a lot of guys that throw them. It's a very tough pitch depending on, Yamamoto throws it at 92, 93. Then you have Trey today throwing them at 81, 82. So Gosman, they're all different too. And especially the guy, Trey, such a high release point that it can do so many different things. He's cutting before, he's faded them, they go straight down. So it's definitely a tough pitch because, we don't grow up facing that kind of stuff. So you just got to get acclimated to it quicker. But it's definitely coming back, and it's a tough pitch to hit. But like I said, the approach, we got to get that ball up.
Also, I assume Charlie made it up till the 18th.
Oh, he did. All of them did, by the way.
Did Brandon and Max watch it, or did you have to?
Charlie said he missed it. I don't know what he was doing in the family room, but he said he missed it. He said he heard a cheer and looked at the TV, and I was running around the bases. So I guess he asked my wife to watch the replay.
The two last ones, the fourth
Yep.
row on your right.
Freddie, over the course of the year, this team was tested so many times. What do you think this team is made of? What is this team's kind of identity?
Yeah, I mean, we faced so many bumps in the road. I think in spring training, everyone was saying this is how the season's going to go, and obviously it didn't go that way. At one point, we had our whole starting rotation was injured. We've gone through rough spells of the offense, the bullpen, everything. We've all been through tough times, and I think that's when you go through and win 18 innings and come back and didn't play the way we wanted to yesterday, and we know we got to bounce back. We understand that, but we've faced so much adversity throughout the course of this year that we're ready for it. We're counting on Blake. And then hopefully as an offense, we can bounce back and put up better at-bats and get going, because that's who we are.
We'll finish up with Fabian on your left.
Yeah, Freddie, obviously today's most important, but Yamamoto is starting Game 6. What is it something about his personality or anything about the person that sort of has gravitated, that you guys have kind of gravitated towards him as a person the last couple of years?
Yeah. I mean, Yoshi's incredible. It's just to come over from to a new country and new routines, new everything, and to settle in and have that contract given to you, and then just to live up to it so fast and just be counted on by us every 5 days. It takes a special person to do something like that. You saw him warming up to come into the 19th inning the other day after 1 day's rest. I think that's just all you need to know about Yoshinobu. He will do anything to win a baseball game, and I heard he was throwing 10, 15 miles an hour in the bullpen, and they said, hey, can you go? And he said, yeah, I can go. And he was like, well, you need to pick it up because you're going to come into the ninth inning. And they said his next pitch was 97 dotted down and away in the bullpen. And I was like, yeah, it's incredible. That's all. I hope it epitomizes Yoshi as what he was going to do for us 2 days ago.
Dave, last night you had hinted at you were looking into some changes potentially with the lineup, just with how you either adjusted the top of the order, moving Will Smith up, or even having Alex Call in there. What do you just kind of like about these guys and how the hope is to get something going offensively early in this one tonight?
I think that was kind of the thought. Obviously, getting Alex in there, I felt that at the bottom, just the at-bat quality, seeing pitches, the potential to get somebody on base for Shohei at the top. I feel good with Kike in center field and Alex's defense in left. And then as far as Mookie and Will, I just feel like that's the best way to win the game tonight. And so both players were alerted and both players are all on board. So that was a decision I made.
We'll go to Jack on your left.
How much with the Will Mookie switch is trying to provide some more protection behind Shohei too, and force them to maybe pitch to him a little bit more?
Yeah, I think just like I said, Jack, it's just whatever I felt is the best chance to win today.
And then with Mookie, what have you been seeing from him the last couple of weeks? Has it looked more like, with just some of the contact and the pop-ups, kind of like some of the stuff he was struggling with earlier this year? Have you been okay with his approach? Kind of what have you guys seen out of him?
I think there's a little bit of, there's some mechanics. There's they're making good pitches. He's working hard to kind of clean some things up. Yesterday he lined the ball, but Clement was there on the line, got a base hit. And so for me, there's some mechanical things, but, right now all that matters is just going out there and, taking 4 or 5 good at bats. And so all I'm concerned about is tonight, and I know that's all what's on Mookie's mind too.
Move up a few rows for Sonia.
Dave, during the regular season, you were kind of reluctant to move Mookie down in the order, and this is obviously a different situation, but kind of why now?
Well, I think that, when I think in the postseason, you got to be a little bit more reactive than the regular season. And when I netted out, the value of what I feel gives us the best chance to win today, that was a decision I made. And I think that's why, like I said, at some point, you got to be a little bit more proactive than I normally would.
And you also had mentioned the possibility of Miggy getting a start. Is the reasoning there just Tommy's ankle not being quite ready?
Tommy's ankle not being all the way there, which he could do it, which he did in whichever game it was, game 3. But also, I just feel like Alex, versus Yasevich, I think he's going to take some really good at-bats.
We'll stay there with Fabian.
Yeah, Dave, you said that you liked overall the approach against Yasevich last time around. Like, what does need to change maybe in those at-bat qualities when you sort of have those runners on base like you did against him in Game 1 and even yesterday?
Well, I think at-bat quality is not just pitches. It's hitting mistakes. And so I do think that the first time through, the at-bat quality was good as far as kind of gathering information. But I think in total, 2 times through the order, there were a lot of pitches that we missed. And so that kind of takes away from bat quality, and that's the second time through. So we've seen them, we're prepared, and then so now it's kind of 9 guys coming together, being ready to hunt mistakes. And when you get a mistake, then be ready to do something with it, and continue to fight. But it's not just Shohei, it's not Freddie, it's all, collective. 9 guys got to do their jobs.
With that, do you feel like some guys maybe are trying too much to try to join Shohei and Freddie and being contributors in the lineup and maybe pressing a little bit?
I hope not, but if you see some of the chase that we've had, which is uncharacteristic, that speaks to that. But I hope that's not the case because, we have a talented group of hitters, and we got to kind of hunt our pitches, our lanes, and avoid that uncharacteristic chase down below.
The second row, your left, Jim.
Skipper Jim Hill, KKL 9 News. Because you've been here and done that, does that make you even more relaxed?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I'm relaxed, but I'm focused, anxious to get going. But I think that's a part of it, with the experience that we've had and I've had, yeah.
We'll move up to Ron right in front.
Have some of the things that you guys have done, like given Clayton and Freddie lockers for their kids and stalls in the locker room, create the type of family atmosphere that's helped encourage free agents and other players to come here?
Yeah, I think Andrew said it best, trying to make Los Angeles, the Dodgers, a destination place. And, where players want to come and play. And, you got to convince the wives and feel comfortable with the kids around at times. And I think we do as good a job as anybody just trying to make people feel welcome and be themselves. So, yeah, that's definitely part of the calculus.
Barry in the second row on your right.
Hey, Doc. Do you think that the intentional walk is outlived its usefulness? Should like the other night, pitcher, if you want to walk around somebody like they did with Ohtani in the last at-bat, feel free. But, this free pass down to first base, 12 pitches were eliminated because of that. And I think the game wouldn't have gone 18 innings if it wasn't for those walks. You went through it with Barry and watched it when you played. Now you're managing Ohtani. You're taking the bat out of the hands of one of the greatest players in the game.
Yeah, I understand that. And obviously for me on the bias side, I would probably say I wish we could outlaw that because it would benefit the Dodgers. But I think in totality, it's still a strategy, and it's not applicable to every team that's not the Dodgers, right? So I think that it's just hard to make a rule and be so affected by the World Series and not pitching to Shohei. So yeah, I'm trying to be non-biased, but I do think there's some strategy to it, though, Bear.
Yeah, there is, and obviously Barry walked 900 times intentionally. So I think people are paying to see these guys hit, not walk. That's kind of my stance on it.
That's fair. It's a fair take.
We'll go one row behind Barry.
Nice, Barry.
Hey, Doc. Regarding being proactive, at this point, do you add anything to what you've done, and is there such a thing as overthinking it?
There is such a thing as overthinking it. I'm more of the mind to bet on my guys and bet on them to play good baseball and win 2 more games. So that's where I'm at. But with that, yeah, you got to make decisions, with enough information, and I feel that I've done that today.
We'll stay in the same row, Doc.
Hey, Doc. Max reminded us of the mantra last night that every game is a one-game series and all you had to do is win this one game. But that being said, and this being your final home game of this series, how much bigger is this one game?
It's huge. It's a three-game series, as someone said. It's a three-game series, and to win that first one is big. And obviously, it's at home. They're all big games, and so coming off losing last night, I'm going to leave it out there. Our players are going to leave it all out there to win tonight. And then whatever happens, we're going to pick up the pieces and get on a plane to Toronto. So they're all big to me.
On the back right corner, Andy.
Hey, Dave. Where does Shohei fit into your pitching plans for the rest of this series?
I haven't talked to Shohei yet, but obviously he won't be available tonight. We'll see where he comes in, beyond that, but I haven't had that conversation. But certainly when you're talking about Game 6, potential Game 7 of the World Series, all hands on deck. So we'll see where that goes.
I would assume you would want to incorporate him into that if he can go.
If he can go, if it makes sense, certainly he would be an option.
Up front on your left, Doc.
Dave, after Game 1, Blake Snell said he didn't have his fastball command. His changeup wasn't as effective as he'd like it to be. Do you think that's a byproduct of the longer layoff between the CS and that Game 1 start? And now that he's back on normal rest, do you think it'll be more effective tonight?
I think that it's easy to expect him to be markedly better than he was in Game 1. And so I do think that he'll never make an excuse for that layoff, and that's just the circumstance we were in. But yeah, I expect him to be much better with the fastball and the changeup today.
We'll finish up in the first row on your right.
Hey there, Maury from the Roz and Mocha Show. I'm sure that you really wanted to win the World Series here in LA. Does it upset you that no matter what, the World Series will be won in Toronto, Canada?
Not at all. Not at all. I think ultimately it's to win the World Series, and regardless of where it happens.